to the Industry Connect of NMIMS SPPSTPM, PharmaInnovate, leading the way with Pharmatech Innovations, an insightful exploration into the forefront of pharmaceutical technology innovation. Today, we gather to delve into the dynamic world of pharmaceutical advancements. Our esteemed panel of experts is poised to lead us through a thought-provoking discussion that promises to illuminate the path forward in this ever-evolving industry. In tandem with our Indian culture, we believe that every occasion should start off on an auspicious note. In the spirit of this, we shall now invoke the goddess of learning by lighting the ceremonial lamp, which will be accompanied by a recitation of Saraswati Vandana. May I now request our esteemed dignitaries, Dr. Jayant Gandhi, Honorable Secretary, SPKM and Mentor, NMIMS SPPSTPM, Dr. Meena Chintamanini, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Jagannath Sahu, Dean, SPPSTPM, SVKM's NMIMS, Dr. Yogesh Kulkarni, Associate Dean, SPPSTPM, SVKM's NMIMS, Mr. Debashish Roy, Director, Digital Innovation and Customer Experience India, Pfizer Limited, Mr. Rohit Garg, Senior Vice President, Strategy and Business Excellence, Alembic Limited, Mr. Narendra Saini, Chief Digital and Data Officer, Lupin Limited, Ms. Sunila Thatte, Head, R&D, Merck, Mr. Shardul Nautiyal, Bureau Chief, PharmaBiz Magazine, and Dr. Shivakanta Das, Associate Dean, SPPSTPM, to join us on stage to light the ceremonial lamp. Thank you so much. I request our panelists and moderators to take their seats on the dais, please. I now request our Dean, Dr. Jagannath Sahu, to felicitate Dr. Jayant Gandhi, Honorable Secretary, SVKM, and Mentor, NMIMS SPPSTPM. I request Gandhi sir to please share a couple of words and enlighten our audience.
Dean of SSPTM, Dr. Sahu, expert teams from all pharmaceuticals sitting on the dais, faculty members, and our family members, that is alumni of SSPTM. You all are welcome. Welcome back to the home. I'm very, very happy to see that more than about 200 or 250 registrations have been done. and people have also come from abroad to attend this alumni meet. I always say that कि जो भी हो जाए कभी माँ बाप को भूलना नहीं, or that is what you have done. So let us give a big round of applause to all the alumni who are present here. Yes, all of you must have passed from the college, and you must have faced the great challenges when you have entered into the companies and corporate sectors. And in spite of challenges which you have faced, I am sure that you must have accomplished a very big thing in your profession, and you must have contributed to the healthcare industry. So that's what is required from all of you to be here. I'm very happy that you all must be remembering the important years of your life, that is 5 years which you have spent in this college. You have made so many friends and colleagues which you are there. You must have done, I don't know how many of you have done a startup. Anybody has done a startup from this company, this alumni? They are coming in the afternoon for the startups. So that's what it is required, that our institute gives them a training to become excellence, innovative, and ethos and ethics which you follow. And that's the reason today's discussion is going to be on Pharma Innovate, because what is happening now is too many changes which is happening in the pharma industries. I'm myself a ENT surgeon, so I know that you all are part of the industry for healthcare and management. It's not the money which is important, but if you are able to save few lives, you are able to do something for a different thing for a different people, I think then that will be more achievement than whatever you have done. You must be remembering your 5 years in this college. You may be thinking, कुछ नगमे हैं, कुछ सिकवे हैं, कुछ किस्से हैं, कुछ बातें हैं. बातें भूल जाते हैं, पर याद रह जाती है. So are you all remembering your 5 years in this college? No sound. That means you don't remember your college. Come on, all of you. Are you happy with this college or not? Yes. Say loudly. Yes. That's what it is. It is because of this college which has given you all the excellence to go into the pharma industries. And I'm sure that way you all are working and way you are being trained for the excellence, you will do something different and innovative in this particular area of the world. Only thing is, stay to your ethics. Because at present what we are seeing and every day in the newspaper, one of the Patanjali had to give a huge amount of apology, which you have seen it, because something wrong was given to the layman's. Just now, one of the Astra, that is Covishield, has to say that yes, the Covishield vaccine which was given has caused a lot of troubles to the problems. Recently you must be seeing the articles on the vitamins and importance of vitamins, which is to be taken or not to be taken, because there is a huge amount of industries with the vitamins are going on. And even in the pharmaceutical companies, generic drugs are available, which we don't know whether they are going to be a good quality or right quality or not. Experts sitting here, they know more, because they are in the manufacturing unit, which is the best of the area, where you see that quality is maintained. So it is up to you, all of you who are alumni and who are going to be running these companies now and the future. One thing which you keep it to yourself is ethics. See that whatever may happens, you must be sticking to your ethics, and see that whatever you promote should be in the right directions and the right information should be given. Because I always say that as a doctors, when we get a medical representatives, they only talk about the cost. That this particular product will cost 100 rupees less or 50 rupees less and all that. I tell them that it's not the cost which is important for me or for the doctors. What is important for is the content and how they have developed a different technology which can make a difference. Because nowadays with the AI and generative AI, which you all probably will be discussing, things have changed. At a particular site, you can give whatever is required to be given for a chemotherapy or otherwise, so that only a particular area of locations can be hit like a missile hitting the right direction. Same thing is happening into the pharma industry, and all of you youngsters who have developed this skill can develop the product which can make a huge difference. So welcome to this institute. Don't forget this institute. You can come as a mentor. You can come to the younger students and teach them. And the best part of this is that you are going to make your friends. We had our 25th year and 50 years of our JJ Hospitals group. And when we met, this year we met it at Kandala. The amount of all the people came from USA and everywhere. The amount of interaction which we have, the amount of fellowship which we developed, and whatever you are doing as a research or the new product, I think if you share with your all others and all colleagues of your group, I think it will make a huge difference to the industry. And sabka saath hai, to apna college, or you all will be successful. So all the best to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I now request our Dean, Dr. Jagannath Sahu, to felicitate Dr. Meena Chintamanini, our Pro Vice Chancellor. Ma'am, can we please have you on stage? I request ma'am to share a few words. I don't think it will get it. I'll finish it on time.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, all young minds, my colleagues, my staff, and everybody present here, a very good morning to all of you. The alumni who have still come, who are yet to come, so many students in fact text me today. I'm going to be there in the office today because many times I think when they have dropped in, probably we are not here. So they were trying to confirm. For the past 2 days, I think my inbox of my WhatsApp is full. So I could imagine the kind of response and the kind of enthusiasm the students had to come back to the alma mater. So it's really joyous for us too. And I think since 2006, that the inception of the School of Pharmacy, it was just conceptualized, and I was just having a conversation with the guests, that the School of Pharmacy and Technology Management was not that it came out all of a sudden. It was an actual thought process that went on for almost a year or two. And the idea of developing techno-managers with a unique course of 5 years with not compromising the technical knowledge, so having the B.Pharm, keeping it as it is, which is prescribed by the apex body of pharmacy, that's the Pharmacy Council of India. And of course, my M.Pharm and my M.Pharm MBA students, because this school started in a very different way. Usually students, the institutes start from a diploma college or probably a degree college, and then they go to a PG college, then they start their PhD. We at that point were so much into research, and we had so many students working with us. We said we might get dormant if we come to a new institute, and probably we spend 5 to 10 years of our life just setting up the institute. And what happens is all our credentials would set aside, and we wouldn't have anything to do in terms of improving our research. And that's where the management was kind enough to first give us a corpus of around 5 crores, which we developed a lab first, all our beautiful labs which are still existing on the 4th floor. We said we'll manage with 2 classrooms and 2 labs, but we want a research lab. And we did so, and we have few of our PhD students who joined first, happy to see them as associate deans, and from Shirpur too. So we started from a PhD, our M.Pharm and our graduation start together. So I really appreciate the kind of hard work that the faculty has done and stayed with us with a faith imposing that we would definitely do good. And for the cause of education, yes, although there is a little bit of compromise, but we would definitely see a good time where we could also have others working for the development of the labs and we monitoring it. And I think the day has come today. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be here to first begin this Pharma Innovate, leading the way with Pharmatech Innovations. We always believed that India, of course, is a very stable that way country, and it's also known as the pharmacy of the world. Probably because it's the largest producer of pharmaceutical products, including medicines, vaccines, which contributes almost to 60% of the world's supply that's consumed by both developed and the developing nations. So, of course, there is a lot of augmentation done within the industry, and this school definitely aims at preparing the students whichever program that we may run. May it be a conventional degree program with B.Pharm, which is also run in most of the other institutes, because the syllabus, believe me, the syllabus is the same, governed by the Pharmacy Council of India. Although it's the same syllabus, the B.Pharm plus MBA, the M.Pharm plus MBA, and of course our D.Pharm students also. All the programs do run with a thrust of having how we could be definitely implementing these theoretical concepts actually to the ground reality what the industry needs. May it be incorporating the kind of innovation that the industry needs today. We all talk about AI going to be overpowering what the conventional running of an industry technology is. We also want our students to understand that the education that's currently going on is not going to be a waste or not going to be totally leaving you at doldrums where you're going to be not knowing what to do in the industry once AI takes over. Of course, the next decade is going to be run by more of technology, but the nature of the job might differ, but the base that you're going to be learning from here, it's only the mindset and the open mind. I somewhere remember, Henry Ford once said, learning and education is something that keeps you young. Whether you're 20 at age or whether you're 80. Now you decide whether you want to be 20 or you want to be 80 if you have to have lifelong learning with us. And I am sure everyone here wants to ever remain young. So that's the kind of quality that we want to instill in every mind who's here, whether it's teachers or it's students, that learning cannot stop. So innovations are something that needs to be within you. Thinking is what you can and what everybody does and what you should be doing. So feel free, take opportunity of guests who've been kind enough to agree to spend their time with young minds here. Understand what's happening, because the kind of experience they share, probably within the four walls, what we are here would never reach us unless they share with us, and that becomes our think tank, where we could start innovating. Each one of you have got their individuality, which I would welcome. In fact, my class, I was happy to meet few of my students, and they said that the moment we see you, we remember pharmacology. I said, I'm happy you could even relate the subject when you see me after such a long time. So it's not that you need to forget things. The textual knowledge is always there. Today you have it at the click of a button that you get all the matter that you want to have as knowledge. But the implication and the application of that knowledge is what is the skill that every person develops. Knowledge can be given by an institute, skills can be imparted by universities like us. Attitude can be developed only by you, which has become the most important thing. If you develop the attitude and humility, I'm sure you're going to be successful in life. Develop more leaders, be a leader, develop more leaders, be more successful, and thank you very much for accepting our invitation, and we hope that you continue supporting us and our students in this way. So thank you very much for coming, and congratulations to each one of you, and alumni, you will see more of pharmacology in the afternoon, so don't worry, we meet again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our panelists for today. Dr. Jagannath Sahu, a distinguished figure in the field of pharmaceutical research and academia, serves as the Dean at SVKM's NMIMS SPPSTPM. His contributions to innovation, as evidenced by his scholarly work and research, position him as a valuable panelist whose insights are bound to enrich discussions on cutting-edge pharmaceutical advancements. I request Mr. Burzin Matina, Marketing Director of NMIMS, to felicitate Dr. Jagannath Sahu. Our moderator for today, Mr. Shardul Nautiyal. With a career spanning over 17 years, Sir has an extensive background in diverse fields, including infrastructure, health, civic issues, judiciary, entertainment, and business. His multifaceted experience encompasses reporting, editorial development and management, copy editing, and writing for prestigious media houses such as Saffron Media, The Asian Age, The Indian Express, Infomedia 18, and Hindustan Times. I now request our Dean, Dr. Jagannath Sahu, to felicitate our moderator for the day, Mr. Shardul Nautiyal. Mr. Debashish Roy, a visionary leader at the forefront of digital innovation and customer experience, holds the esteemed position of Director at Pfizer Limited in India. With a wealth of experience in leveraging technology to enhance customer engagement and drive innovation within the pharmaceutical sector, Mr. Roy exemplifies a commitment to pushing boundaries and redefining industry standards. His strategic insights and forward-thinking approach have been instrumental in shaping Pfizer's digital initiatives, setting new benchmarks for excellence in customer-centric solutions. I now request our Associate Dean, Dr. Yogesh Kulkarni, to felicitate Mr. Debashish Roy with a token of our appreciation. Thank you, sir. Mr. Rohit Garg, a seasoned leader in the pharmaceutical industry, holds the esteemed position of Senior Vice President of Strategy and Business Excellence at Alembic Limited. With a proven track record of driving strategic initiatives and fostering business excellence, Mr. Garg exemplifies a relentless commitment to innovation and growth. I now request our Dean, Dr. Jagannath Sahu, to felicitate Mr. Rohit Garg with a token of our appreciation. Thank you, sir. Mr. Narendra Saini, a trailblazer in the realm of digital transformation and data-driven innovation, serves as the Chief Digital and Data Officer at Lupin Limited. With a deep understanding of transformative power of technology and data, Mr. Saini has been instrumental in spearheading Lupin's digital initiatives, leveraging the cutting-edge solution to enhance operational efficiency, improve patient outcomes, and drive sustainable growth. His expertise in aligning digital strategies with business objectives has positioned him as a thought leader in the pharmaceutical industry. I now request our Associate Dean, Dr. Shivakanta Das, to felicitate our guest. Thank you, sir. Ms. Sunila Thatte, a renowned leader in the field of pharmaceutical research and development, serves as the head of R&D at Merck. With a distinguished career spanning over 2 decades, Ms. Thatte has been at the forefront of driving innovation and advancing the frontiers of pharmaceutical science. Her expertise in navigating the complexities of the R&D landscape, coupled with her deep understanding of emerging technologies and their applications, has been instrumental in propelling Merck's research initiatives. As a panelist, Ms. Thatte's insights promise to offer a unique perspective on the role of R&D in the fostering pharmaceutical innovations, shedding light on the strategies, challenges, and opportunities that shape the industry's future. I now request our Dean, Dr. Jagannath Sahu, to felicitate Ms. Sunila Thatte. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Now, without a further ado, I hand over the floor to our moderator, Mr. Shardul Nautiyal.
Should I come there? I can start from here. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed panelists, faculty members, and dear students. We welcome you to the NMIMS Industry Connect session, Pharma Innovate, leading the way with Pharmatech Innovations. Now, this Pharma Innovate, it actually, for me, it becomes more like Pharma Inspired. I'm inspired to have such a wonderful session, Pharma Innovate, because this is very much relevant today, because pharma industry is gearing up today towards a new regulatory regime, which is called as revised Schedule M. And there we have so many provisions around computerized systems and innovations. So now the Indian pharmaceutical industry today is poised to grow tenfold in the next 25 years across sectors such as biologics, large molecules, new drug delivery systems, and complex generics. So under the PLI and PLI-2 schemes, this growth will be complemented by research in orphan drugs and drug device combinations under the promotion of research and innovation in pharma and medtech sector scheme. So besides this, the other important message I would like to convey is this fusion of business and academic excellence coupled with timely policy interventions such as revised Schedule M and PRIP scheme will add to the Indian pharma cluster's competitiveness in the wake of supply chain disruptions and dynamic geopolitical situations which are currently happening. So today we have the privilege of gathering insights from our esteemed panelists, each a luminary in their respective fields, to delve into the critical issues facing the Indian pharmaceutical sector. So we are here to explore the transformative potential of digital technologies in overcoming the challenges, the existing challenges. So from discussing the strategic investments needed to propel the industry forward to examining the role of digital transformation in navigating regulatory hurdles and fostering innovation, this conversation promises to be enlightening and thought-provoking. So I'd like to start with Mr. Debashish Roy, sir, from Pfizer. So my first question is regarding how this digital innovation is shaping the future of pharmaceutical industry, and how this adoption of digital how is this adoption happening? Sir, this is the first question I'd like to pose.
Sure. Thank you so much. First of all, very, very good morning to all present here. Thank you, NMIMS, for having us here. The keynote address really took me back to my B school days, right? It always feels energetic to be at campuses, sharing our experiences from industry. So really, really privileged. Coming to your question, right? And again, before I go to the how part, maybe since I'm starting this, let us take a step back and understand the key drivers to it, right? I mean, the what part of it. So if you look at some of the key drivers which is really pushing to this change that we are seeing, the number one that I see is the entire customer centricity part, right, or patient centricity, so to say. from a very, very product-centric lens, right, where we were like maybe 5 years down the lane, to where we are today, where everything is very, very customer-centric. We are understanding the need gap from the customers and then creating solutions catering to their unmet needs. So that's a huge change that has happened. From a consumer standpoint, we see a spike in on-demand healthcare. And when we say on-demand healthcare, it is where the consumer wants to have the solution or a specific service at what point in time and in what format, right? So that is anytime, anywhere, convenience is what is adding to that layer of personalization. So this is when we talk about the customer centricity part. Similarly, when you talk about the health, right, pre-pandemic, I think we were in a very, very episodic-based care-based model where everything was reactive, right? From today, if you see, I mean, across generations, we have moved from a very, very episodic-based model to a preventive care-based model, right? Which again leads to the need of a lot of personalization with AI coming in, so on and so forth. The second part is now moving to the stakeholders. It is the healthcare professionals. From the insights that we have collected in our day-to-day interactions, the field colleagues, we understand that understanding of their behavioral changes, understanding their mindset, right, of what they were pre-pandemic versus their tech savviness when it comes to adoption of digital technologies has really, really spiked up. And hence, when we talk about industry, we really, really need to up the game in terms of providing real engagement, innovative solutions, and of course, a transformational experience to the healthcare providers and professionals both, practitioners. The third pillar is the ecosystem, right? And staying in India, I think the ecosystem spectrum has fairly evolved, right? So I don't think anybody in this room will doubt that the third party collaboration is the way to really, really find meaningful and outcome-focused solutions and really staying ahead of the curve in today's world, right? So we cannot just stay away from collaboration with the health tech, med tech ecosystem, so to say. The last part is, of course, data. And Narendra is there and he will be covering a lot about data. So I don't want to touch that. But as an industry, right, the way we are approaching our customers has been very, very data-driven approach, right? So from point-in-time insight to real-time insights, which really has some action linked to it, is what we are aiming at. So with these 4 key pillars in mind, right, now if I quickly talk about the changes. So when it comes to the healthcare professionals, from a very, very need-driven approach, right, physical need-driven approach, today we are talking about delivering experience-driven approach. A lot of science, right? When it comes to the content, we were at some point in time talking about a lot of volume-driven content, a lot of promotional material to really push the brands that we talk about. From that, today, it is more about impact-driven, science-based content delivered by through the preferred channel, right? In terms of understanding their channel affinity in advance and then delivering them at the right time through their preferred channel, which adds up to the personalization part. Again, coming to patients, as I said, from a very, very reactive approach, today we are really talking about IoT, we are talking about connected devices. We all are using Fitbits. So this is all bringing in the entire lifestyle modification piece into it, which largely helps pharmaceutical companies like us to then curate set of treatment plan, which is very, very personalized and which is really helping us move the needle in terms of health outcome, right? So that is where I am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So it was very insightful, and this brings to me the thought process that we have the technology which is able to help the pharma industry to communicate better with the patients and the customers, and that is where the big transformation is happening. Now I'll move on to Madam Sunila Thate, and I'd like her to shed some light on the digital technologies like AI and big data analytics, how they are shaping the future of pharma industry, particularly in addressing challenges and driving innovation.
Thank you so much. If we look at pharmaceutical industry and innovation, essentially the R&D and bringing new drugs, we see that the time that pharma industry needs today to bring a new medicine to patients is getting longer and longer. The regulators are asking many questions. I mean, it is often said that today if we were to register paracetamol, even that is going to be a humongous task. And we all pop paracetamol at the drop of the hat. We all know that. The other angle is the cost. I mean, the cost of innovation is escalating. And today, the cost of bringing one new medicine to patients is 1.3 billion US dollars if we also take the opportunity cost of the capital that goes in. So here is where the digital innovation, AI, and data analytics can play a big role, because as pharma industry, and some of you have entered the industry, I mean, it's good to see a lot of alumni here, and one thing that probably you all have already seen, that there are various departments, and unfortunately in an industry, pharma industry is no exception, while departments exist for smooth functioning, these tend to be silos. And what happens is information generated by one department sits in that department. There is no real opportunity to exchange that information, collate that information together and draw some insights for it. So we as pharmaceutical industry today are sitting on a lot of data which sits in pockets. Something you must have heard the term dark data, and that's what we are sitting on today. Whereas the newer technologies of collating this data together and doing predictive analytics on that actually opens up an opportunity where we can actually look at holistically that the data that sits in our organization. It may be data in terms of developing a new drug from the scratch, doing animal studies, doing clinical trials, doing early market access studies. All that data today, technology and digitization allows us to pull it together and help us move faster in our innovation. Before we really were on this path, what we saw that we were answering the same questions over and over again. We were repeating the same things and making the same mistakes. Today, the power of data, we can really harness it and make sure that we can actually draw powerful insights from that, which help us make the whole R&D more predictable. Of course, in innovation, you can never be fully predictable, but our probability of success today is much. Quote here is the COVID vaccine, right? We all saw that, typically while a vaccine will take about 10 to 15 years to come, we got COVID as an industry, we provided COVID vaccine, not just one, but various COVID vaccine to the world in the matter of months. How did this happen? This happened because of use of digital technology, because of AI, because of improving the predictability of the whole process. You are all pharmacy students and you know how the drugs act, right? So if we use the AI, if we use machine learning to know how the receptor and drug interaction is going to work, that is just going to improve our probability of success. And this is where I see biggest application of this. The other application is, in terms of generative AI. As pharma industry, we generate lot of documents. That's just the nature of our industry, because everything needs to be documented. And if it's not documented, it's not done. That's what we believe in. So here is where, rather than generating over and over again same documents manually, we can use generative AI to our advantage, and that will not only develop efficiencies, it will free up human minds to think of something better for improving patient outcomes. So this is how I broadly see the application for digital technologies and AI in the pharma industry. Thank you.
And thank you, very knowledgeable insights. Actually, this one, the predictive analytics and the generative AI, these two areas are something which I believe, as a journalist, I believe that considering the cost, we can bring down the cost through these kind of technologies, these kind of interventions like predictive analytics and generative AI. Since we have that kind of scope now existing. Now I'll move on to Mr. Rohit Garg sir from Alembic. So how is this pharmaceutical industry in India evolved over the years to become a global powerhouse in terms of innovation, production and market presence? Sir, to you this question.
Thank you, Mr. Nautiyal.
Yes.
First of all, thank you, Mr. Sahu and the entire institute for inviting it. Really a nice event. Coming to your question, see what India was a couple of years back or decades back and now what we are, not just in pharmaceutical, but overall, if you see, I think we have come a long, long way. And sitting in this room, I feel very envious of the students who are sitting, because I think the year around about where you were born, I think that was the right time to be in India, because you are entering the workforce in India, at the right time. As you would have read in all the newspapers, magazines, all the channels, next 2 decades or so, they belong to India. And the way we are progressing and the way we are, I think India would need a lot of talent, a lot of young people like you. And this is the time to enter into the workforce. Coming to the pharmaceutical industry as such, I mean, if you look at in terms of manufacturing where we were about 20 years back to where we are, in terms of the product that we have, the earlier, if you see in 90s and 2000s, the product introduction that used to happen in India, they used to have a very, very lag time compared to what they were introduced in the developed markets. But now if you see any products that any company kind of brings in, the Indian pharmaceutical companies have that big R&D capabilities to bring those capabilities, in a very, very short time, either through the partnership route or through in-licensing and through a lot of, innovation that they've done. In fact, all the global powerhouse companies are looking actually to partner with Indian companies. And, every now and then you hear in the newspapers, the Indian companies partnering with all the global MNCs to bring those products. And I think that has happened because of our strong manufacturing capability. The plants that we have in terms of most of them US FDA approved with GMP certifications and all, I think that India has proven that, we have that manufacturing capability. And also another factor which has contributed is our in-house Indian pharma size. What we were, the healthcare access about 20 years back or 30 years back, and the healthcare access that people have because of a lot of government initiatives and as well as because of the rising purchasing power the people have, the healthcare access has improved quite a bit from what it was. And that has really expanded the Indian pharmaceutical domestic market itself. Today, if you talk about, we are roughly sitting at about 2 lakh crore sort of Indian pharmaceutical market, which roughly is about 40 to 45% of the total pharma business that India does. So, I mean, obviously over the years, India has really emerged as innovation hub, as a big manufacturing powerhouse, and as well as a very domestic consumption of the entire pharmaceutical, industry. So I think, it's a very, very bright future in my opinion.
Yes, sir. You rightly said, thanks, Garg sir. You rightly said that we are a global powerhouse and we are having the tag of pharmacy to the world. And the best part of the entire success story is that despite the war-like situation, the geopolitical conditions, we are still able to cater to the export market, and we are growing. Last fiscal we were $25 billion and now poised to grow at $28 billion.
Yes.
That was the government of India data has said, and we are very we should be very proud of our resilient supply chain, that we are able to supply to the regulated markets like US. Not the domestic consumption, but I'm talking about the regulated markets like the US, where our growth is 15%.
Yes.
And there are many more success stories related to the export markets, which in the due course of time I'll share. So now I'll come to Mr. Saini sir from Lupin. Sir, what is your opinion on the role of data analytics when it comes to innovation and efficiency in the pharmaceutical industry? And I'll add one more question to it. How can the integration of digital technologies what are the trends which are there in terms of integration of digital technologies into pharmaceutical manufacturing? Since he was talking about the global powerhouse India being, so what would be the trends and what is the role of data analytics when it comes to innovation?
Thank you, Mr. Notial. And again, I think thank you, Mr. Sahu, for inviting us over here. Good morning, everyone. Okay, I thought half of you are sleepy, but it doesn't look like that way. Good. So I think the two questions. The first question is already answered. My best stakeholders from the customer side, from the business side, and from the R&D side, they have already talked about what data and analytics has to do. Anyone wants to contribute? One or two reactions so far? From the audience? Anyone wants to share what data and analytics has to do or how can it contribute? Okay, I get that you're still half sleepy. So I think pre-COVID and post-COVID, the world is different for India pharma altogether, and everyone knows about it. I don't really have to keep talking about the same thing. It's very, very well articulated by Mr. Roy, Mr. Garg, and Ms. Tate. The post-COVID, a lot of preventive care that we have moved into. A lot of things where we are going to the doorstep, how we can actually make it more amenable, make it more specific. Gene therapy is also getting promoted in India as well. We are looking into biosimilars and all. And then a lot of things, a lot of companies are also coming to India largely because of the capacity that we provide, the capability that we provide, and now that we are looking at the innovation as well, right? So from the data analytics point of view, largely the maturity curves as normally the descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive, right? So as of today, I think we have not been even into descriptive domain for a very long time. In the last few years, a lot of things have changed. We have been able to make digital cockpits or performance management dashboards where things are actually at least coming to the knowledge of the decision makers, and they are taking data-driven decisions, which is becoming more and more popular. Over and above that, I think predictive is also doing pretty well, particularly in capital assets, and largely I think the customer segment have been using the predictive leading indicators for a long time, but I think now backed by data, backed by complex algorithms, it's becoming more and more accurate, and that's where the difference between demand and supply is also diminishing. That's another very, very important area that that data analytics is looking into. Coming to innovation, I think AI was into that space for quite a long time. The real push came in the anti-COVID drugs, where actual drugs were discovered by the AI engines. Generative AI is just a small subset of AI. I don't really see if that has a lot to do with the AI and in drug discovery, really speaking. But generative AI is just a way to converse with that engine in a better way. It can probably convert the information in the way that you can consume. Apart from that, from the technical side of it, I think there is post-COVID. I think we are into a different era. We have just crossed over. Okay, a lot of things are coming in. China Plus strategy for China Plus One strategy. So not only on the formulation or injectable side, we are also doing pretty good in API side, and API side is actually evolving. In last 2-3 years, a huge amount of PLI 2.0, I think a huge amount of investment are being done in the API domain as well. So I think data and analytics has a role to play, a big role to play, rather than keeping it long, since all of us have spoken about it. I'll move to maybe the next question, Mr. Nautiyal.
Yes, sir. Sir, I thank you for the very good highlight on the data-driven decisions. the highlight which has led to the vaccine development during the COVID. It was the vaccine development was the main important relevant thing which happened. And now I came to know, I would not quote the concerned company, but there are technologies which are able to target the structural proteins, which were not being targeted earlier. We are targeting, there are startups, Indian startups, which are targeting the structural proteins. And then we can really address the variants of concern. Now, slowly we have become very capable in terms of developing all the vaccine platforms. So going forward, such kind of data-driven decisions, as you rightly pointed, they can really help achieve and develop new drugs and vaccines. And now, since we are talking about biologics, large molecules, NDDS, new drug delivery systems, complex generics, and these are being promoted under the PLI, the pharmaceutical linked innovation, the PLI scheme, incentive schemes. So now I'll come to the Dean sir, Dr. Sahu. Basically now, because academia has a great role to play, so my question to you is that what role is academic research playing in addressing healthcare challenges and promoting innovation in pharmaceuticals? And add to it, there's another question, is the industry academia partnerships, which is something very, very much required and very much relevant, which can contribute to the development of talent and advancement of Pharmatech innovations. To you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So first of all, at present, the academic institutions, they are changing their curriculum very fastly. Considering that, if I compare that last 50 years, whatever the technological interventions were there in healthcare, and in past 10 years, it was much more. And if I compare last 10 years and last 1 year, probably last 1 year, it has, there is a tremendous change happened, and especially after COVID. So the curriculum, it has to be updated very fastly as the technology is moving in a faster way. If we do not adopt the technology, then our curriculum will be outdated, and whatever the students will be trained and educated in that curriculum, the industry acceptance will not be there. So that is how actually the Pharmacy Council of India, it has given us very fixed guidelines. You cannot alter it. But the university like us, we change the curriculum in addition to the PCI very fastly, so that our products, to say that our graduates, they should be easily adaptable and acceptable by the industries. That is the first point. The second point is the interdisciplinary curriculum. Now, if I say that, earlier days, the biology students, they are supposed to read pharmacy or medical. But now, considering that the technology has to be accepted, now even for medical courses, the mathematics background students will be, they will be also preferred. Because at present, say for example, I saw, I have attended one of the ophthalmic conference. The presenter was presenting what should be the angle of the forceps, and when you cut that slice, then what will be the, how long it will go, and what will be the force it will be applied. After that, I got to know that after he did his BTech from IIT Delhi, he was doing MBBS and MD in ophthalmology. So what I mean to say that we cannot keep away from the technology. Like new courses are coming up, biological mathematics. So there, to understand biology, we need to know about mathematics. So that is interdisciplinary research. Like I can say that, I am into pharmacy. If like it is a multidisciplinary institution, the student them should prepare their own timetable. They can do the courses which is offered in engineering, which is offered in MBA. So this is called as interdisciplinary curriculum. That is what new education policy says. Don't fix the guidelines for a student to have this curriculum. So let the curriculum to be chosen by the student itself. Next, coming to that to curriculum, next is research. Actually, research in India, we define research to get a degree. Either it is for MPharm or it is for PhD. To get a degree, we do the research. But in developed countries, they do the research for their benefit, for earning. So that kind of mindset, it should be cultivated into the mind of the researchers. That whatever the research I'll be doing, it will be for my earning. That is, like we are fundamentally, we are very much sound by doing the basic research in the country. So far, we have not translated ourselves to have translational research. So that is how we have to look forward to have translational research. Coming to your second question, that is industry academia. Now, whenever, like any industry they visit to us, like you people are there, always they say that, sir, because since last 32 years I am into this profession, they say that, sir, like your students are not at par with the industry requirement. So it's, like they say, and we do accept, because we don't know, or we have not evolved our curriculum. So once the industry will have the partnership with the academics, then only we can know that what is the requirement of the industry. As, like I'll just club these two questions, like curriculum also, when we develop curriculum, whatever it comes to my mind, it should not be the curriculum. The curriculum should be taken, the feedback should be taken from all the stakeholders. The alumni members sitting here, they must contribute to the curriculum, what it will be there in our school. Industry, they must have to contribute. The institution, they should take help from the industry to get a good curriculum, so that once the product is coming out from the market, they will be able to be observed. The second one is that we say about experiential learning. How we can have the experiential learning without industry? So the industry should facilitate us. Experiential learning means I can say that one is intensive, the second one is industrial training. And our pharma industry, those who are into, say like US FDA and all, they don't allow our children to enter into that industry. So these, I can tell that in 2019, I was invited for this pre-budget presentation. It happened in BJP head office at New Delhi. So they asked me a proposal how we can have an industry and institution collaborations. That time I emphasized on that the industry, there should be a political interest. Unless and until it is not imposed to the industry, usually they are busy in their earnings. They have to understand that what the product is going to be produced, they should be industry friendly. That is what the ministry should impose, that at least they should adopt one institution of their choice. That is, I gave few suggestions. Then next to that, what the research we are doing, if it will be industrial research, then the student acceptance will be much better. So that is how we can integrate. And without industry, we cannot have a real product. So industry support is very much essential. And I'll tell you that here, to have a good research, I have, in our school, we are having around 270 MPharm students and around 500 VPharm students. Now in abroad, in developed countries, they gave much more emphasis on undergraduate research. However, in the country, we have neglected this undergraduate research. So undergraduate research will be activated, or the student will be motivated when they are working on a real problem. That real problem will come from the industry side only. So that is why industry and institution collaborations has to be there. Otherwise, we cannot have a good, education system in the country. So thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Dr. Sahu sir. You gave a very important key message about transnational research, about how the industry and academia collaboration can further the prospects of the pharma industry, because we have to empower the students, make the students industry friendly. And the most important thing is that in India, it becomes very important to address the need of addressing the undergraduate research, promoting the undergraduate research, because now post-COVID, people have in terms of talking about the general psyche, people are talking about being science driven. They want to empower themselves. So being in the university and being in such a wonderful place, science driven, industry driven, science driven and industry driven is the key word. Everything has to be industry driven, so that we can prospect the both the academia and the industry. We can improve them. Sir, now coming to the, since this question is very much aligned to the discussion we had with Dr. Sahu, so how can this question is for Mr. Rohit Garg sir from Alembic. So how can the businesses align their innovation initiatives with overall strategic goals and objectives to maximize the impact of business excellence? Because there are now, in fact, I did one story for the Financial Express where one startup, I would quote Medellins, they are into ambulance, ambulance services, and they are disrupting, like giving an example. Now today startups are disrupting traditional business models and driving innovation in areas such as personalized medicine, drug discovery, healthcare technology. Now talking about interconnecting both these questions about the business alignment to maximize the impact on business excellence and how the startups are disrupting their traditional business models. Over to you, sir. Mr. Rohit Garg, sorry.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Nautiyal. So I'll answer it a little shortly because I think we're a little constrained on time. But I will just say that when you look at the pharma industry as a whole, the entire process, there is innovation happening in all the functions, whether it's supply chain management, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's even logistics, transportation, distribution, commercial side of it, which is sales and marketing side of it, product development. So I think it's just that we need to find the right areas, and there needs to be encouragement by the company or the organization or the industry for the right talent to innovate. And I think that is now, as the industry is becoming more and more competitive, I think it is becoming more of a necessity rather than more of a hygiene, not for the sake of innovation, but I think in order to survive and be profitable, you need to innovate. Otherwise, you cannot actually keep up with the pace and the changes that are happening. If you don't innovate today, tomorrow somebody else will come with that solution and they will kind of wipe you out. So, I have seen a lot of changes even within our industries and the companies where I've worked in. Even things like, even the, supply chain or even storage. The way you even store the medicine, and there are certain medicines which require certain temperature controls. So how do you, and those medicines are stored, let's say in your CFA or you're somewhere very, very far away from your offices. How do you keep track of it, whether your partners are actually maintaining those temperatures within those certain time zone, temperature zone, so that you get full idea and you ensure that when the patient is actually consuming those medicines, they are actually right. So in that, there are a lot of, digitization is happening, a lot of data analytics is happening on that you get 24-hour monitoring of those temperature control, right? Even as far as, sitting in Bombay, you can see what's happening in Dibrugarh, for example, which is the northeast, what temperature zone it is being maintained. So I think, innovation is in all the functions, in all the areas of life. For example, coming close to where I work, commercial excellence, even the way you market your products, the physicians, the way MRs come in detail, they are completely tired, they've heard it and they don't want to hear any more further because 20 MRs coming in saying the same thing, it doesn't resonate well with them. So companies are finding innovative ways to how do you engage with the physicians, how do you promote their products to them, and that's the challenge to even the marketing team, that how do you innovate in terms of digital content, in terms of bringing the latest studies, bringing some kind of innovative ways to engage with the customers. So I think it's just that, you need to have the right talent. Innovation has become a necessity and you need to do that rather than, waiting for it for tomorrow, somebody else to do it. But, we can keep talking about it, but I think for the lack of time, I'll stop it here.
So thanks for this, how the key message is that how the pharma companies are able to cater to the customer experience, to the customer through the innovative technologies and innovative ways of customer engagement. Now I'll move on to, in the interest of time, since you spoke about the customer experience, now to Madam Sunila Thate ma'am, I'd like to give some perspective on the emerging trends like personalized therapies, on the precision medicine, and on the R&D strategies of pharmaceutical companies in India, and how these are being facilitated, these advancements are being facilitated. What are the R&D strategies and the trends in terms of precision medicine and personalized therapies?
Sure. Thank you, Shardul, for that question. So, yes, that the healthcare is evolving faster than what we can think. And we are talking of things like cell and gene therapy. I'm sure you all have heard about it. Personalized medicine, where we actually see what kind of genes are being expressed and then accordingly design a therapy. Now, this kind of an approach is absolutely impossible unless we have real-time data. And digitization has actually made that access to real-time data very much possible. So this is the first thing. The other thing is also the traditional way of discovering medicines is changing. Today it is estimated that globally 30% of drug discovery is happening in silico. So AIDD is one big area that is coming up. And when I look at it from industry point of view, I just want to give a little different spin here. I mean, we all are talking about digitization and just, to give you another angle. How many of you have heard the term global capability centers and what is happening in pharma industry in that space? Can I have a show of hands? How many of you have heard it? So this is India's opportunity, and that's why I want to talk to you about this. So basically today there are 30 global pharma capability centers, 60, and there are about 30,000 employees already there. How is this possible? First of all, this is a recognition of talent, pharmaceutical talent that is sitting in India. Now, if we couple this with the IT technology, which is way ahead of pharma industry in India, right? If we couple the IT advances and digital transformations that IT have done, bring it back to our pharma world, this is a great opportunity sitting for us. I mean, many other sectors are way ahead of us, but this is the way we can begin, where we can do the computer-assisted drug delivery in our centers in India, no matter where the company is headquarters. And of course, there are many Indian innovators here, which we should be very proud of, and they will also obviously embark on this journey. So this is the opportunity I see, and all of you are really the ambassadors. And when it comes to digital technology, you all are much better. I have no hesitation in saying that you are much better rather than all of us sitting here. So this is the way you can really start preparing yourself for what's next to come in the pharma industry, where the trend is going to be more on personalized medicine, digital technologies, and AI and ML. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. With this question, with this message that how the innovation has to be adopted in a holistic way so that the industry, academia can further their prospects. In the interest of time, I would conclude on this note of this very relevant session. And besides that, I would like to convey concluding part, that obviously the use of big data and AI in pharmaceutical research and development, there would be some ethical considerations. So once the keynote address or the final address is being given, so this fact has to be highlighted, or maybe Dean sir can give, or Sani sir can give some insight, or maybe the esteemed panelists can, if they wish to give, on the ethical consideration part, and to conclude on that. Only one last question. In the interest of time.
Yeah, I think when you have power, right, how do you use power is also important. With great power comes great responsibility, from Spider-Man. That's also true with the technology. That's also true with almost anything that you do. And with pharma, you have a direct impact on a human life. And that's where things become even more, it's not just related to money, because I think when we talk about cybersecurity or ransomware and things like that, that is definitely not good. But when it comes to human life, it is even worse, right? So I think it's very, very important to have your ethics in place, whatever you do, from technology point of view and from the business point of view. From the technology, what is important is with AI coming in, I think one of the very important aspects that we identified early on, and I believe everyone is doing that as well, we set up an AI governance council. That's the first thing that we did. With every piece of data, there is a data owner that is identified, and the data related policies are governed by a centralized AI council that we have, and every stakeholder is part of that. We meet on a monthly basis. So I think it's very, very important when you have the power of data, a lot of PII, a lot of PHI, a lot of things that we have directly available to us. How do we mask it? How do we ensure that there is no impact on any of the personal information that is available, be it employees or be it our customers or be it our doctors or whoever? It becomes extremely, extremely important from the technology point of view also. So we safeguard it within our data governance tools, having multiple layers of not only just RBAC policies, but also building different containers to contain the impact. I'm sorry, probably if it is going a little bit too technical, but technology is not the only part that has to play. Finally, ethics are driven by people. If you really think it right, you really think that it is in the right, right for the customer, right for you, right for everyone, I think it is very, very important to bring in practice. Probably Mr. Sahu can add a couple of things.
Yeah. First of all, now for each and every problem we are finding technological solutions. But ethics, we cannot find any technological solutions. We have to build, it ourselves. But few things, the challenges in the healthcare system at present, if I'll say that, it is one of the most untrusted profession at present. So how we can build the trust, that is what, sir mentioned, that technological interventions has to be there. Now, this blockchain we are finding little bit, it will be helping us building this trust. How, at present, all over the world is losing around $60 billion because of the falsified medicines. The companies are the biggest losers. And the second, that by these falsified medicines, how many death and disabilities occurring, that is another one big challenge. So this has to be controlled, and I can give a few examples like how falsified medicines, the steps are being taken. What she mentioned that if we can keep a track from the release point, from the industry point till its user, the only solution can be given by the blockchain. Now, like a few companies, what they have done, there is a number, you code, you have to make a message to the company. And the company, that they are, the message we are receiving immediately, yes, this strip is a strip given by the company, tracking. So that also, data analytics, that a company will also have a track, yes, from this geographic location, this is my cell. They can forecast, now ethics will be a very big question mark. Now when sir talk about genetic medicine, personalized medicines he spoke about, we have to have the genetic information to be disclosed. And once the genetic information is disclosed, this data security, like I was talking about industry academia, they don't believe us because like lot of investment they make it, and if at all the data is getting leaked out from the academic institution, that is the biggest hindrance in between academician and the industries. So this blockchain actually, we are expecting that this blockchain will prevent from lot of this data privacy issues. It will build up the data privacy issues. So thank you. Have a great time ahead.
My final last key message, considering the falsified medicine and the track and trace system blockchain technology, considering all these key points. Now even with the new regulatory regime, they also they have introduced, or this has to be introduced by the industry in terms of good manufacturing practices, where they're talking about quality risk management system in place, pharmaceutical quality system, product quality review, validation of equipment, and computerized storage systems for all drug products. So concluding on this positive note, because industry is getting up today for all these things to come out with a quality product. The quality medicine is the main objective. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the inspiring session, and over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. It was indeed a very insightful panel discussion. So, dear audience, due to the time constraints, we won't be taking any questions, but you can always share your questions with us and we will get back to you with the answers from our panelists. It is with honor that I introduce to you Mr. Patik Gowani with a vote of thanks.
Good morning all present here. It is a great honor for me to address such an august gathering today at NMIMS SPPSTPM Industry Connect event and deliver the vote of thanks. It is also a matter of pride because we are the pioneers in pharma management in the country. Our innovative programs are a unique blend of pharma management, creating future leaders for the world of pharmacy. I would like to take this opportunity to extend my deepest congratulations and gratitude to the university leadership who inspire us to organize events like this and fostering culture of innovation among the student community and preparing them for the future. We were really fortunate and blessed to have Dr. Jayant Gandhi, the Honorary Secretary of SVCAM, for the inaugural session, and our sincere gratitude to him for always supporting us and motivating us. We were also very happy and thankful that Dr. Meena Chintamaneni, our revered Pro Vice Chancellor, has joined us today and shared opening remarks that really shaped the flow and the set tone for the event. Secondly, I would like to thank our own Dean, Dr. Jagannath Sahu sir, for his constant guidance and support. Without him, this event would not have been possible. Thank you, sir, for joining us for the panel discussion and representing the academia front. It is a great honor to host all panel members, Rohit sir, Debasis sir, Narendra sir, Sunila ma'am, and Sardul sir for the panel discussion. Thank you so much for taking time from your busy schedules and sharing your valuable insights. This is indeed a great opportunity for future leaders of NMIMS, and I'm confident that all of your insights will serve as a guiding lights for their future endeavors. My sincere appreciation also goes to our marketing team, especially Ms. Amruta, Rachna, and the Pros PR team for all the support in organizing this event successfully. Last but not least, special thanks to all students, faculties, and staff members for their unwavering support. Thank you Thank you so much. Wishing you all a great day. Thank you.